All right. We are live. Welcome back, everyone. J Bone here for Smash This podcast. uh, on a Friday night. Hope everybody is at home, staying safe, staying healthy as we dive into this. Probably not going to be super long tonight because not really feeling it. But I did want to get on here this week and talk about this because I am reviewing the whole series. Whether I know a lot about the people in the shows or not, these shows are so well done. They're so informative. Um, they're they're gripping stories. They really are. Um, and this one was very interesting to me because I really don't know a lot. I mean, I've watched a few of the DVDs that I've collected over the years, but I'm really not. I mean, it's as old as a fan as I am. You'd think a guy my age would be like, "Oh yeah, man, I did the tape trading and watched all the ECW stuff." No, I really haven't watched a lot of ECW stuff. I mean, I've watched more of the WWE product than anything, and that's nothing to brag about either. So, but over the last, I'd say, several months, I've been more inclined, in the last few years too, but I've been more inclined to watch more of the ECW stuff and watch the history unfold over the handful of years of its existence. Zach Boniford, what is up? Racist fan rocks. I think the Owen Hart one is going to be the second saddest. It's supposed to be the last one. They did come out with a list. Hang on a second. Let me quick look this up. I know they came out with a list like just a couple of days ago. Dark Side. No, not Dark Order. Next week is the Brawl for All, and I don't really know anything about that. You know, people have talked about that over the years, and I'm really clueless to it. I'm still very intrigued though because it's all very interesting. All right, so we go to Dark Side of the Ring here, and this they released this yesterday. I'm surprised they didn't release it earlier, but it's fine. Um, well, there's a lot of stuff going on, and programming is changing by the week because of everything that's happening. So it's understandable. What's up, Hakeem? How you doing? Okay, so Brawl for All is next week. Um, the fourth, April 14th, Jimmy Snuka. 21st of April is Dino Bravo. 28th is Dr. D. David Schultz. The 5th of May, Herb Abrams and the UWF. The 12th is 12th of May is the Road Warriors, and then the last one is Owen Hart. So this season was significantly longer as far as episodes. We had one, two, three, four, five, six, seven. We had 10 total. I mean, if you count the single individual ones of Chris Benoit. So Elijah Washington, what's shaking, man? So looking forward to it. Like I said, I don't know a lot about all these, but they're so well done. Elijah Washington says, "Hey J Bone, how you doing? How you been, pal?" And that Jack thing was scary. Yes, he was a badass in real life, and WWE was close to get him, but no, that changed good. Yeah, right. Yeah, like they said in the special, just way too controversial. I mean, he never would have passed the drug test. Never, never. I mean, if he's doing if he's doing bumps all the time, no way. There's no way he would have been allowed in the locker room back there. I mean, there was some stuff going on in the Attitude Era, but considering after the fact, even in the early 2000s when they started bringing in a few of the ECW faces, they never would have brought him in. Dude, he never would have passed the test. Think about Mustafa smoking pencil shavings was insane. It was. Oh my goodness. And please, people, if you're watching these along with me week by week, let me know, even if you're watching this after the fact, let me know your thoughts on all the different things and the people that they talk to. The only thing that I did not watch yet was the after, because apparently Mustafa was in that one, and I didn't watch it. The first one was good, and these are short but sweet. They're like only a half an hour, I think. Tommy Dreamer was in that. I think Sandman, New Jack, of course, and then I think someone else was in the. I'll probably watch it, and if it's that interesting, I'll touch on it after the next one or something. Um, but yeah, so New Jack right away. See, I'm an older guy, and I've watched a lot of movies in my lifetime, and one of my favorite movies from the early '90s is New Jack and or New Jack City, excuse me, and um, and that's back when um, hip hop and rap was so much different than it is now. It was so much better than it is now. I barely pay attention to anything hip hop and rap nowadays. Um, NF and maybe a couple others. I don't go out of my way to listen to rap and hip hop. I don't, unless it's old school. Unless it's old school. Got some olds, Run DMC, some Beastie Boys, Fat Boys, the old school stuff back when it was fun. Maybe some NWA if you get a little, if I'm feeling a little edgy, you know. But yeah, so he got his inspiration from New Jack starting back in what is it, 93, 94, um, and Smoky Mountain Wrestling. And I'm wondering how much of this. I think there's some Smoky Mountain Wrestling on the WWE network. I might be thinking of something else. I don't know a lot of the other stuff. Snipes. Yeah. Snipes and Ice T. Yeah, that was badass, hey? You got to rob to get rich in the Reagan era. I've seen the movie, yeah. Big Daddy Kane. Who Eric B. and Rakim. My cousin Matt loved some Eric B. and Rakim. Tupac and Run DMC, Fat Boys, Biggie, NWA, Dr. Dre, Snoop. Good times, man. And that sound is different from from what today is. Yeah, man, all the mumble shit. I just can't do it. I just can't. I just can't do it. I don't know how. I mean, back then, rap stars were rock stars. They were. They were big, MTV played them up. And um they were hard working. I don't know where all this mumble shit came from. You can't even understand them. I don't get it. If somebody wants to explain it to me, that's fine. But it's like, damn. Cornette was all over this. Opinions about him aside and his opinions. Um, but like I've said this before in talking about like MLW and other reviews and stuff. Um, when he's doing this, he is a wealth of information. Okay. When he's talking about the classic stuff, back in the day, he's good for that. He's good for that. I'll give him that, Um, because he was running or helping run or running. I don't know if he owned it. I really don't know, but he was running the Smoky Mountain Wrestling. I am going to have to check out, see if any of that is on the WWE network. Um, they talked about how they came up with the tag team mate with the Mustafa's, the gangster. It's like, call yourself the gangsters. He's like, no, the gangstas with an AS. Um, UMTV raps. Oh, gee. Oh my god. Where was I? Um, I was at Meyer, and it was either a classic MTV T-shirt or MTV. Maybe it was both of them were there. I forget, but I know it was MTV something. But I'm pretty sure I saw a Yo MTV Raps um, T-shirt there. Damn, that goes back. Yes, I used to watch that and Headbangers Ball. Man, I just love music. Shouldn't say loved. I still love music. I just didn't tell my friends back then that I was listening to Yo MTV Raps. Naughty by nature. Oh my goodness, you guys crack me up. Um, D'Lo Brown and Sandman were offering their sides of their stories of what was happening back then. I did not know. See, you really learn. I really learned a lot back then about how crazy. Number one is you learn how insane New Jack was back then. But as far as who ran with him, now they didn't say too much about Mustafa, and he wasn't on here. I don't know why. Um, if it was because he was in jail or they couldn't reach him. I don't know why he wasn't on here. That would have been perfect. He's the tag team partner. But D'Lo was on here and did offer his 2 cents on different subjects going on at this time. Um, Martin TV show. Dude, I love the Martin TV show. Martin! Oh, God. Salt and pepper? A salt with a deadly pepper? Hell yeah. Alternative Nation. You're right. Ed Lover and Dr. Dre. Oh my God, those two cracked me up. I'd like to shout out to my homeboy OJ Simpson. Good job, baby. We got two we got two less more to worry about. Oh my God. Oh, being younger, the next generation that's around now will never understand how people talked about him back then. That was some insane stuff back then. And the LA riots that came out from that and all that, and oh my God. Um so when they talk about how he's sitting there talking up OJ like, yeah, my man, I mean, that is ridiculously. I mean, we could laugh about it now because it's like it's so just out of left field. Like, what? He said what? But back then, and where this was down south, oh my God. Oh my God. How um how these guys, how the gangsters, I guess you could say more New Jack than any of the three, but still, how did any of these guys make it out of the 90s alive out of this territory. Unfreaking believable. I mean, and they talked about how harshly they were talked to, and I won't say what they were called just for the sake of, because I don't like that word. Um, it just, man. And the way he talks about it and he laughs about it, and they're like, well, was it fun for you? And you'd think the answer would be yes. But it makes sense that he says no, just because of how they were really treated by the fans. They hated him. I mean, that was some hardcore racist hate back then. I can't even imagine. I mean, there's such thing as booing people, but when you start throwing racial slurs, that's horrible. But down south, I mean, I've got family down there, and it's just, I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying it's how it is. Um, I mean, there's towns down there where, black people, they don't even drive through certain towns because you will not make it out to the other side because there's a lynch tree like in the middle of town, a lynching pole or whatever they call it, hanging pole. Um, it's crazy. And it talks about how within the next couple of years he got into ECW around 1995, and one of the main things there talking about, I mean, and they really put over Paul Heyman. I wish he would have been a part of this, but I understand why he's not. It's because he's a WWE guy, and Vinnie Mac would have never. I don't really know. I mean, it all depends on where you put Paul Heyman in the discussion about all this. I mean, obviously, it would be the ECW time. He could have been in for like 5 seconds and just been like, "Hi, I'm Paul Heyman, and I think New Jack is a piece of crap," or something. Whatever. Who knows? I have no idea. He defended him in the trial. God bless him for that, right? Um, the big thing now this was a very controversial thing, and this in watching this, I never heard about this story. I mean, you hear stories about the years about, Sabu and the homicide. You hear about certain characters and wrestlers from the ECW era and certain things that they did. I never heard till watching this special about the mass transit incident. How this kid was 17. I mean, that just shows how poorly run um some of these shows were run. It's like, do you just take the kid's word that, oh yeah, I'm 21 or 22 or whatever he said he was? But he was 17 and his parents were there, and what happens at these shows, and why would you even let your kid go there? It's like, okay, New Jack was crazy and he went too far a lot of times. But this one goes on the parents. Absolutely, 100%. Who the hell is the parent in this story? And he's sitting there screaming, "Oh, he's only 17. Stop it. Where's the ref? Where's the ref?" He's what? He's 17. Why is he even here? He lied. You lied. That leaves the parents liable. Paul Heyman and New Jack could have countersued that family and been like, "What the hell is the matter with you?" I don't know what they would have sued him for. Countersue him for whatever. Damages, court costs, whatever. Um, Paul Heyman was crying on the stand, could have sued him for emotional distress. That's a good one, right? I wish I could have been a fly on the wall for that. Paul Heyman crying in the courtroom. He called him on. The one guy, the one black guy on the stand. And the ladies. Oh, damn. Damn, Paul. Working that trial. And then to find out that mass transit died like a handful of years later or whatever it was. Oh my goodness. What a story. Vic Grimes. Now then it got out of the ECW stuff and more into the hardcore indie stuff later. Talking about Vic Grimes and his fall that hurt him, and I guess he's messed up to this day. You know, he had his fractured skull, he has headaches and insomnia or whatever. It's like, well, man, if you smoked that much cocaine back then, of course you're not going to sleep any. I wonder if he still does. Apparently, he still drinks. But damn. All right, let me jump in the chat here real quick. Boys, they show up the Aces beating up Ricky Morton like Rodney King. That was, oh my God. And those guys are so beloved, man. I mean, the Rock and Roll Express and to have the gangsters beat them up. Crazy. That's nuts. In front of the crowd. Oh, the baby gimmick. Yeah, that was nuts. Kind of surprised because New Jack talks about how Paulie still owes him a bunch of money. Oh, wasn't Jeff Hardy young? They were jobbing on. Oh, yeah, they started out very young. I don't know how old they were. I don't know. Maybe they were teenagers. Maybe. I don't know. I'd have to look that up. I know they were young, but I guess I just assumed they were like 21. Very true, J-Bone. Back then, jokes make you laugh, and when comedians make fun of people, and Richard Pryor, Red Fox, Eddie Murphy, George Carlin, Robert. Yeah, crazy. Matt Hardy and Jeff. 1997 jobbing. Jack mentioning Paul Heyman is forced to mention the N-word during the trial, and the 80-year-old black man walking up after it was funny. You're right. Oh, the midget. Oh, the midget. Yeah. Who is shit, I didn't write the midget's name down. But yeah, that was funny. That's how I got so much pussy. Come on, really? That's crazy. Here's what they didn't talk about. Kulas told Heyman that he was trained by Killer Kowalski and his friend vouched. Kowalski was in the building that night. Why didn't they just ask him? Because there's a billion people walking around. And back then, your word was your thing, you know? That's crazy. He was only trying to throw him to the ground. Oh yeah, they said he barely missed the Vic Grimes fall. He tased him. I can't feel my legs. I can't feel my legs. You ain't gonna need them. Oh, and he just the way he talked about it so nonchalantly, just matter of factly, like, yep, this shit happened. Oh my God. Unbelievable. New Jack was doing more drugs. That would make the Rascals and Jeff Hardy look like lightweights. Yeah, right? Look like kindergartners. Booker T midget sucker. Was it the same one? Could have been, right? I don't know. 19 or 21 because I watched the Hardys face Sabu and RVD at a bar show in 1996. Oh, dear God. How New Jack never stabbed or murdered someone during his TNA run is beyond me. Wait, New Jack was in TNA too? Oh, Lordy, look out. See, now, like, there's a perfect example. Trent and I are reviewing the NWA TNA weekly pay per views from the Impact app, and we're going on, what, 17, 18, whatever it is coming up Monday. God, I forget. I don't even know what the hell we're doing. What are we doing? What are we doing? Eighteen. 18's coming up on Monday. Oh, shoot. I know this is all out of place and everything, but in the mail earlier today, Eric, I love you, man. Thank you. Holy cow. Thunder Rosa. And it even says to J Bone of Smash This Podcast with love, Thunder Rosa. Autographed and everything. Love you, Eric. Man, it's amazing. It's going up on the wall. I know I took all of these down and I felt bad. Now I got this. But I've got like more room around and I'm going to like frame them and put them up and whatever. So thank you, Eric. Sincerely. I mean, it's too kind of you. In times like this, it's very kind of you. And speaking of getting stuff, very soon, I just set it up tonight. It's just not live yet. Smash This Podcast. New logo, new tees for spring coming out next week. Keep an eye out for it. I'll be posting links and talking about it. Cocaine's a hell of a drug. Wasn't that midget in WCW? I don't know, man. It's all fuzzy, dude. It's all dude. I can't remember what the hell I watched last week, man. It's all fuzzy. That's what happens when you get old. You forget shit. You forget what you did 5 minutes ago. New Jack was in tag team partners with Shark Boy. What? No. No. Are you serious? Shark Boy? She has a great YouTube channel. Yes, I am sub to it. I don't watch it all the time, but I am sub to it and I watch it once in a while. She does weekly stuff. I mean, I don't know what she's going to be putting on there now, but because everybody's staying at home. I listen to Samuel L. Jackson when he says stay the fucking home. He stay the fucking home. Listen to the man. Listen to your Uncle J Bone, too. New Jack's time in Smoky Mountain showed how underrated a mic worker he was. Oh, he was just going off. I mean, the little that they showed in this special, oh my goodness, just crazy, right? Shark Boy and New Jack were comedic gold. Well, I know there's a lot of like I've seen clips and I've seen like covers and stuff of stuff that's coming up but down the list, just glancing at stuff on the Impact app. And oh man, my goodness, there is some, Sabu, Sandman, Ravens coming. Dude, this is going to be a blast. So, I don't know how much more wrestling we're really going to have. It's hard right now because, WrestleMania is this weekend. I want to watch, but part of me is just like, why even bother? But there are certain ones that I still want to see the match, even though if it's not in front of a billion people. It's hard. I probably am gonna record. Dear God, I probably am gonna watch it if I can keep my internet. That's another reason why I didn't do this earlier today, is because my internet was in and out all day. Hopefully, it's good now. Um, but I waited so late to make sure that your bandwidth or whatever they call that. The internet usage in the area was down, so hopefully, nothing cuts out or anything. Um, and if you haven't checked out the new Total Nonstop Impact podcast, rebooted this week or rebranded, whatever you want to call it, on its own OG channel. Oh, did it get a facelift? Please go over there and go check out the new Total Nonstop Impact podcast. We are podcasting to not one, not two, not three, but four different places. We got the Twitch, we got the YouTube, we got the Twitter slash Periscope, and we got the Facebook. I know we're going crazy with it. Fresh look. Kyle's back. He's feeling good. Go check it out, man. Jack ended the episode by saying if they made a movie about him, he'd end the movie with him doing cocaine in a wheelchair and saying, "Thank you, bitches." Oh, dude, that was too funny. He actually put the ending of the show on his YouTube channel. Just that ending. It was great. Too damn funny. J-Bone, I got the guy who called Jeff Jarrett slab nuts Beetlejuice before. Oh, nice. Okay. Yeah, I can't wait to see what he did in TNA. So I'm just figuring out a good time to do it because I'm doing so much with TNI now. I feel like I'm not doing enough on here, but the stuff that I normally cover, there's less and less and less of it. Like I'm still covering AEW, the few views that I get on here of that. News updates and stuff. I would have done more this week. I've just been so busy trying to reboot the other brand and make sure that looks like $1,000,000 for everyone. So next week, hopefully, I'll be on here a little more, depending on what's going on. But we'll talk some WrestleMania this weekend. Whether the first day is tomorrow, I think. Is it Saturday and Sunday? Too big for one night. My ass, man. Jeez. And please tell me who the hell is going to buy it on Fight TV for $40 a night. I'm waiting. I don't hear no bun. I'm gonna watch it on the network. So yeah, we'll talk about. I mean, if it just looks horrible, I'm not even going to talk about it. But there are a few matches that I'm curious about. So what else was I going to talk about? Nothing else. Everything else that was worth talking about this week was on the Impact Total Nonstop Impact podcast. I almost said the Impact Lounge. Not on the Impact Lounge anymore. Not on there. Hope for season 3 they do an episode of Vince Russo's time as a booker. Oh boy. Called Vince Russo the world's most controversial writer. But is he? There might be some others out there too. J-Bone Otis versus Ziggler storyline was good and is still going. Dear God. Crickets. First day is tomorrow, yes. Crickets. Oh my goodness. Can't see anyone going out of their way to pay something that crazy right now. Yeah, I mean, you can't. Why? The spectacle's out the window. The people are there, but the spectacle's just gone. There's no gone. And it's sad, Um, I don't, whether I support the product or not, I don't wish it on any of them. I don't. Um, no hate, no hate. I just, oh man, it's crazy. Um, oh, quick note: if you guys caught, there wasn't a lot of promotion behind it, but it was cute. The Ethan Page body, um, what the hell is it called? I was gonna write it down. I watched it. It was only like 15 minutes long, but it was so entertaining. It was so well done, and you actually got inside the mind of Ethan Page, and everything was animated. Looked like a bunch of kids' drawings, but it was all done together quickly. The matches were only a couple seconds. How it was drawn together, and it was ridiculous, and it was cool. And then Ethan Page did a Q&A afterwards. So it's like, okay, so yeah, no one wrestled, but he revealed, oh, the body guy contest. That's what it was. Um, he revealed exactly how he would have booked things this weekend. I also found out that Alex Shelley was supposed to make a surprise appearance with the Motor City Machine Guns at the Impact show tonight. That was supposed to be tonight. The TNA show. There's no place like home. Alex Shelley was supposed to be there. Um, he revealed that on Twitter. Very interesting. I don't know who they would have faced or if it was just a confrontation or what. I don't know. I thought Chris Sabin was retired. I don't know. Um, I know he's a backstage guy for Impact, but I can't tell you who did it, J-Bone. Who the one who texts Otis. I already heard about it. I already saw the spoiler. Mannequin Suicide Tag Team for the first time. Yeah, that was crazy. It's the same guy, different figures now. Um, did you catch Sammy Callahan's interview with Chris Van Vliet? Yes. Yeah. It came out the other day. I saw that. Very good. Really makes you respect Sammy even more. And he's one of those guys that not a lot of people know a lot about, I don't think, as far as fans, because they're too busy hating, him because he's so nasty and so disgusting and controversial. Very good. Very good. Please go to Chris Van Vliet's channel. He's got some great interviews lately. He's killing it. Absolutely killing it. You mentioned AAW a couple times. Yeah. I see Impact is really pushing Josh Alexander as a world champion soon uh he beat Eddie Edwards. Yeah, I mean, it's there's a lot of different names that could be on the top of that list within the next year. There really are, you know. It's a changing time in Impact Wrestling, especially now because we're going to run out of TV pretty soon. But they'll be hitting that reset button within the next couple months because they're just no company's going to have a choice. They're not. They're just not. It's sad. So I just found this out. PWI recognizes 4 championships. Oh, I saw this too as legitimate world titles. Yeah, WWE Championship, Universal, AEW, and IWGP. And that's crap. That's crap that they do not recognize the Impact Championship, whether they change the company or the name or not. It's been around for almost 20 damn years. It's sad. It's like, how can you not recognize it? It's because there's so many people busy shitting on it that it just starts changing the minds of the people that are running those. It's like whether you watch the product or not, you still have to recognize it. You know. They don't even mention NWA, and that's been reborn for the last few years, Mr. Frets, what is up? Global Wars. Has anyone seen the Chris Tucker's Facebook videos about being quarantined? No, I have not seen them. Chris Tucker, is that the comedian? Chris Tucker? That's got to be hilarious. I'll go look that up. I think I'm going to write that down right now. Chris Tucker. Thank you. I'm always looking for funny shit. If you have, speaking of quarantine, if you have not seen the Samuel L. Jackson reading the poem about staying at home, please go look it up on YouTube. He did it the other night on one of the late shows. I forget what it was. Jimmy Kimmel or something. He was reading the book. It was hilarious. WWE is on break after Mania. I hear 10, 20 different things. It changes every 5 minutes. How the AEW title is seen as more legitimate than Impact, NWA, and ROH title is friggin' ridiculous. ROH has been around as long as TNA. Yeah, it's crazy. Saw that too, Akeem. They don't recognize ROH World Champion or NWA. Yeah, man, it's sad. It's fuck these motherfuckers. Oh god. Everybody's got a price. Yeah, right. Pound whiskey and call it a night. There you go. Have one for me. Because God knows I'm not drinking anymore. The worst thing I got in my fridge is Coke Zero. Courtesy of the Mrs. Drake Maverick's quarantine vids are amazing. Oh, I've seen a few of those. Yeah, they're pretty goofy. Those started, last week? Did you see the glitch on SmackDown, J-Bone? Who do you think it could be? It's probably Mustafa. Killer Cross is on NXT now, so they got to throw that out the window. Watch Impact only if they sign CM Punk. Yeah, that'll never happen. If Punk shows up anywhere, he's going to show up in WWE after Mania just to keep a little hype around. But I don't think that's even going to happen. It's like, would people even watch then if Punk was on? Would they? They're not even watching the backstage, and WWE has put a lockdown on that, saying he's only allowed around once a month. Who's running what show on what channel? I don't even know anymore. Is Fox running this? Is WWE running this? Apparently CM Punk ain't running this. I see you. NWA title's been around for like 100 years. 200. 200. Oh, he eats trolls inside it. What? Kylie Ray signed with Impact. Yeah, man. So awesome that Kylie Ray actually officially signed. Ring of Honor as a superior product to Impact. PWI is irrelevant. They're irrelevant because no one reads magazines anymore. Print is an obsolete thing. I used to buy all those back in the day. Put the pinups on the wall and stuff. See, it went back when I was younger, it went wrestling, then it went girls. No, wait, it went wrestling, and then it went girls and heavy metal. That's how it went. It was all wrestling and then girls / heavy metal. There you go. Yep. Back in the day when the walls were covered. What the hell? My walls are still covered except for right here. All right. We've rambled on enough. So yeah. Hell of a show. Dark Side of the Ring, Jack. I loved it. Very informative for Me not knowing anything about anything much other than what they talk about on Impact Wrestling because they bring back the veterans and I feel like they use them pretty good. Um, Go in with low expectations, dude. I always go in with, and that goes for anything. If I go in with zero expectations and it raises the bar, then it's just all the better. I mean, you're not gonna hear any crowd. You're not gonna hear any kind of cheering. They're not putting anybody at ringside. Um, oh, it's whack. Oh god. Um, it's sad, is what it is. It's really sad. There are a few that I am certainly curious about. I miss John Cena. Isn't that sad? I actually miss John Cena, so I'm going to watch it for that. I want to see AJ's match against Undertaker, and uh, it is Morrison even on the card. If Miz ain't there, I don't even know. I don't know. Um, I don't know. Goldberg is facing Braun Strowman. Here's Goldberg for the win. All right. It's because, normally I'd want Reigns to beat him. He ain't fighting him. I don't think there's any way in hell you're going to have Braun Strowman beat Goldberg. Whatever. I really don't care. But I can't stand Braun Strowman. I don't care if he apologized for his words. He's still an ass. And if you're going to make that your champion, that's even sadder. I'd rather see Goldberg stay up on top because I actually like the guy. It's one of my favorites from the WCW era. So it locked me in back then. It's when I started watching wrestling again. Crazy, hey? All right, let's get out of here. Go rest. Have a Coke and a smile. I'm going to shut the hell up. And on my way out, don't forget to smash that like button, smash that sub button, and ring that bell for notifications so let you know when more of my content hits yo screen. Good night, folks.